Yo, you already know who it is, man. I'm Baby Gas,
And I'm Mrs.Traphours.
and you listening to and watching Saying What You Want podcast. Yo, you already know who it is, man. It's Baby Gas,
And I'm Mrs.Traphours.
and you are watching or listening to the Saying What You Want podcast. And today we got a special guest, man. Vic, we call you Vic, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Vic from California Living. How you doing, bro?
Good, and you?
Man, we chilling, enjoying ourselves, having a little something. We got a little cottonmouth, so we got a
Little something.
We got a little white thing over here on the table that we sip because we got cottonmouth and shit. But for the people that don't know, and we always like to put people on, Vic is the owner of a dope-ass clothing line. You've probably seen it. You've probably heard of it, called California Living.
All the girls are wearing it.
All the girls are wearing it. They've been wearing it. We'll get into that in a minute because they've been wearing it for quite some time. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we go back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like our brands kind of been in the same building for a long time before we even knew each other. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's dope, man. I congratulate you for how far you've came now.
Yeah, thank you.
All the stuff you've been doing. Matter of fact, the first time that I actually heard of your brand was through her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, she was wearing the Cali Bear snapback. See,
The
cause
hat that I had bought for my sister and took it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I was seeing the brand early before. You know what I mean? Before we continue though, we just gotta let everybody know, man. We do want to say today's episode is sponsored by California Living. As you can see, we got the merch on, a lot of dope merch on. I got the Raider shirt, you know what I mean? Raider Nation in here.
Mine says California Living.
So the clothing line is dope. And also we want to take a second and send a shout out right now. As you can see behind us is the Dripped Apparel. You know what I mean? Dope ass clothing store in Modesto, California.
Yes, it's really nice in here. I was checking out all the clothes.
And they carry a lot of dope shit, a lot of shit that I will wear that I get from my boys or something. You know what I mean? So if you want to check it out, man, come pay them a visit at 2013 Tilly Road. 2013 Tilly Road, Modesto, California. Let them know the Saying What You Want podcast sent you. They got a lot of dope shit right here, man. And, yeah. So, we do want to get into a couple questions because, like I said, for the people that have seen the brand but probably have never taken the time to do their homework, and you're a real quiet person, I feel like.
Yeah.
Feel like you don't really post too much of
Yeah.
yourself. Real mysterious nigga over here.
I know,
You know what I
right?
mean? So, listen. So, we got a couple things right here. We got a whole little schedule thing right here. I be having to write shit down because I be forgetting. I ain't gonna lie.
It's good. Me
So,
I need like sticky notes, notepads
all
or
right.
something.
So, for the people that have never heard of it or the people that have heard of it and maybe never heard your story, when did you start the clothing line?
Me, I started 2014, like really my first like set of shirts, 2014. And
What was the shirts?
it was a palm tree. It was two palm trees, a teal one and a red one, faded, and then it just said California Living in the middle. And they were like white tees, like just some random. I took some random C from Photoshop and I mixed it with the California, and then I took the L like random fonts and just did it like that.
They made it happen, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tight. That's tight. And obviously, when you first started off, I think 2014 was a pretty solid time where it wasn't really too common for. I feel like because the reason I'm saying this is I feel like everybody got a clothing line.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Everybody want to do something, and I respect it. You know what I mean? Everybody, shit. You miss every shot you don't take, right? But I also feel like, because I started the Trap Hours merch in 2013, so just a year before that, and I feel like the game was a lot different then. You know what I mean? Like, for one, we was outside. We was really serving shit out the trunk, and it was just a whole different era to be in business.
Yeah.
But I feel like now times have changed, and it's definitely been going a little different. Some people are on social media. Some brands are strictly, just on the hype. Some
Yeah.
people have been around for 10 plus years, and I feel like obviously you're on your way to your 10th anniversary
Yeah.
real soon. You know what I mean? As are we next year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's dope. It's obviously dope. It's dope to see. And also, one of the things that we want to, touch on is, as I see here, is what has been your biggest challenge though with the clothing company? Like, in those last what's been like 7 years, in those last 7 8 years, what do you think is the biggest challenge right now that really has held you back or delayed your process?
Um, I would say finding the right manufacturer, the right people to make your gear, because I've been through so many screen
Oh, I
printers,
feel that.
so many people.
She know all the shit
Yeah.
that we be going through.
Yeah.
And then like now I'm messing with people overseas, so it's like the time difference, trying to get on their schedule, my schedule,
Yeah.
and then also trying to figure out exactly when to put your order in and when to have the right gear for the right season and stuff.
Correct.
Because out there, if it's coming from China or Pakistan, it takes like
It's
a
time
month.
consuming,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, it's
Takes a lot of
definitely
time.
time consuming. And she knows she deal with a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, she
It's
be
difficult.
she be like, we gotta talk to China. I'm like, fuck, it's midnight.
Yeah.
That niggas trying to catch some sleep. You feel me? Them niggas over there already for 3 p.m.
Yep.
type shit. You know what I mean? So, no, I feel it on that, man. But you know, and the reason I ask is because obviously I have a clothing line myself, and I feel like we have definitely experienced our own like struggles within the whole clothing industry. And I think one of the ones that you know you hit it on the dot with is really just timing your supply,
Yep.
because the demand is crazy. The demand is heavy. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's one of the biggest things that's the most stressful for us is being able to just make sure everybody happy.
Yep.
Make sure everybody get their stuff on time. Make sure everybody, you know, is happy with the service and the marketing methods. I mean,
Yeah, the promo,
Yeah.
everything, like not just getting the clothes. Now it's we gotta push it. How are we
Yeah.
gonna do this campaign? Like
taking pictures
it's a
with it.
lot.
Yeah.
Nigga, them
The
nigga become his
shoots.
own model, huh?
The
Yeah.
product shoots, yeah, and you do because it's like now trying to bring models into it. Now you're working on the models' time too. You know,
exactly.
sometimes. So now it's like, okay, our schedules aren't really collabing right now. I'm gonna just go do this myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, you got some questions right there. But yeah, no, definitely. You know, I feel like you know the whole clothing thing, and the reason I ask these questions is for the people that's out there listening, watching us, people that may want to do their own clothing, because the merch is dope. I feel like it's unlimited. You can't go wrong with any type of fashion, anything like that. You know, the world always evolves. But I feel like we just like giving game, man, anywhere we can, and you know, I feel like we hope that that's what we get out of today's interview as well, is get a lot of inspiration for the people that are viewing, people that want to start their own businesses, people that are wondering like, damn, that just seems like so far away,
Yeah.
but not knowing that once upon a time, nigga was just taking random off shit off the internet, random ass fonts, and just
Right.
making
And
one
now you're
thing.
almost 10 years deep.
Yeah, so that
And it's still going. It's still moving.
yeah, that's tight for sure. So let's get into the next little subject right there.
Has your business ever like affected home life at all? Like, does it ever interfere in a negative way?
Yeah. All the time. Yeah.
How though? How
It's like you know, girl, they want their time. So, and me, I
Right.
feel like I'm trying to push this thing as hard as I can. So,
yeah,
like, I might have to leave to go do a podcast. I might need to
Yeah.
go do an event, and they want to go chill or you know go to Disneyland, go do something. But
Right? Because you're at a lot of pop ups.
yeah.
yeah,
You're out there. Like, the brand is in your face. I know you guys have seen the booths before.
yeah, and I think that you know, at least my perspective, because I'm in the same boat as you. You feel me? I feel like the best method for me that has worked is, you know, just treating your life sometimes like a 9 to 5 perspective as far as like timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not necessarily like me. I'm the same way. I'm gonna go if I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a shit. Matter of fact, I'll be leaving home in a few days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of the things that I've learned is to, you know, treat it more like a 9 to 5 in a sense of like, don't look at what I do for a living like it's just fun and games. You know, look at it like if I want to go clock in somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, we're not like if I work the 9 to 5, we're not going to chill and kick it every day. That's just not realistic. Especially if I'm in a boat where, you know, if I was, you know, because a lot of the viewers and listeners are still in that boat where you working a 9 to 5 and still chasing your dreams.
Exactly.
So if we got to do both, like, you know, come on, you got to talk to me during the weekend or something. You know what I mean? Not saying that we can't do small stuff. If I come late at night, like we'll watch something on TV, I'll cook. Like my specialty is cooking. You know what I mean?
It's just balance.
Yeah.
We just want balance.
Yeah, but see,
That's all.
I said this last time in the last interview that I was doing that we did. You feel me? And I felt like one of the things that came about was we don't like to hear the complaining though.
Yeah. I feel
You know what I mean?
It throws off our vibe.
Yeah, it throws your
But
vibe
if we
off.
don't complain, like, wouldn't you be scared? Like, dang, does she don't even care that I'm gone?
Nah, I
Nah,
feel like,
nah. It's like, yeah. So say what you gonna say,
I feel
bro,
like,
because
if y'all were like encouraging, like, hey, babe, it's good, go do that. You know, I'll be here. You know, or you know, I'm proud of you. I'm happy. Like, I think I seen it. You were going to the Grammys, right?
yeah.
And like, all right, babe. You know, I'm proud of you. That's cool. You're going to Grammys, but I understand you too.
Yeah, because I was tired and just had a baby.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel you too.
But at the time though, you know, and just like any other time though, you know, this is my wife and shit. I love her to death and all that. But in a situation like that, you know, I gotta think about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only do I gotta think about me as like if I'm just by myself, but I gotta think about me because my plans, my vision has got us this far.
Yeah.
You know, has taken us from a certain way of living to this way of living. So something that I've had envisioned already worked thus far, and I feel like I can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Even if you are angry right now, you'll thank me later.
Yeah.
You'll thank me when I die. My kids will thank me when I die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's that deep. And some people be like, damn, like this nigga getting hella deep with it, talk about death and shit. But it's real though.
Yeah,
you
it's
feel me?
true.
It's real out here where I feel like all the sacrifices I ever taken. My kids say it all the time. You leaving again? Oh, you leaving today?
Yeah.
You like this and this, like, and I know
But I think, but even us women, though, you know, like, we do understand. We do applaud you. We are happy for you. But
how do
like,
we know that? Y'all don't never say that.
That's us saying it. Like, I miss you. I want you to chill with me. Like, man, you've been gone for like a week straight.
No. See, take a step back right there, because that's a good point. Now that's good. If you on some like cute shit, you feel me? Like I miss you when you coming home. You might send me some pictures while I'm gone.
So you're
whatever.
more like the nagging, hella upset.
Yeah,
type
that's the shit, right?
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
Nah, you right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause the other shit, the cute shit, like I'm on my way, mommy. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, you know what I mean? All the little shit that you gonna get in return. But if all we hear is the
Why you
what
gone?
the fuck? Woo, woo, because, you know, then the cussing comes in, then the attitude comes in the picture, and I feel like that's what throws it off. Because I'm like, man, like, I really don't want to upset you right now because I hate fighting.
Right.
But I ain't going to lie. You're going to have to sit over there mad as fuck because I'm
Have
about
you ever
to go.
had to do that? Has it ever gotten that bad and you're like, I got to go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What it look like when you come home, though?
Shoot. Sometimes it'd be good. Sometimes she'll, you know, rethink. She'll have some tacos waiting, cook. You know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
tacos.
Oh, shit. Okay, so you be having food cooked for you. See, 'cause
Your girl could probably cook, though. I can't cook.
she can't cook, so I don't know what that feel like. You know what I mean?
I
Having
might
something at home waiting.
Burn a fucking
Hey,
tortilla. You don't want me to.
I heard Snoop Dogg once say, if she could read, she could cook. That's all. You just need to read the instructions. It's good.
Yeah.
YouTube it. You got
You
it.
know what? I guess I genuinely don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't.
I feel it. Some people don't like it.
Hey, you know, I feel
I
it,
wash
though.
the dishes though.
Nah,
I make
that's
sure them
cool.
pots is sparkly for you the next time
Hey.
you cook.
Yeah, that's cool though. But you know, I also, you know, even like that though, I feel like when you got a whole household, I feel like everybody play a part.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? Because when I was young, you know, the most common thing was for my mom to come home tripping because a certain chore wasn't done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always be like, man, my mom's tripping. You know what I mean? Like, but then the older that I get, like where I'm at now, I get pissed off. Like that
Yeah.
shit pisses me off, even with my kids. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, come on, bruh. Like, yeah, I see how we living, and you got this. You like, you really want our house to be dusty? Like,
Yeah,
we got a
exactly.
beautiful ass home and shit like that. The shit that I never would have thought that I'd be like living in.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, the shit like that is like, sometimes you gotta like, you know, as a team, we're one. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Y'all, you know, I'm not expecting my kids to pay no bills or nothing like that, but y'all can play your part, you know what I mean, by
Yeah.
keeping your room clean for us to be able to like really appreciate the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
Cause nigga, when we was in the hood, I felt like our shit was more clean. You know what I mean? Cause you appreciate the little shit that you got, and that, you know, that kind of goes back to the, you know what I mean, people spoiling their kids and shit. You know what I mean? How do you feel like you are with your kids? How many kids you got?
Man, I just got one.
You just
right
got
now.
one.
One son. That's it.
You want any more? You want a girl?
I don't know. I say yeah, and then no. I be like on and off. Like yeah, I do want one, cause my son's a mama's boy, so I don't be getting hugs or kisses like that.
See,
but
so
when
you
have
need a
Yeah,
girl.
when you get a girl, I hear it's all love.
Yeah, for sure. Now, definitely on the on the clothing line perspective, before we get into family and all of that, tell us, man, and we don't ask this to like, pocket watch or anything like that, but we want to see and show the people how realistic, it is when you're owning a business. Like, have you got to that point, or how long did it take for you to get to the point where you're like paying bills with clothing? You know what I mean? Like,
Probably like a few years, like a few solid years, and honestly, I feel like barely last year, COVID, and this couple years, I've been like cool with like I've been able to pay some bills with it. Like I'm not the richest person yet, but
yeah,
I'm able to cover a couple bills with the clothing, and
yeah, for sure.
still re-up and still pay other things, so it's cool.
And do you ever catch yourself in a situation where you gotta like get some side hustles too at the same time, just
Yeah,
to kind of
for surely, yeah. Like I believe in multiple streams of income. So
Yeah.
like
Facts.
I got like a jumper business too. So I got water slides, jumpers. I got tables and chairs. So I got like a few
Yeah.
side hustles. Like
Yeah, that's tight.
You got to. when
Yeah,
you're
that's
California.
tight.
Especially the jumpers. That's a good one because we're always ordering jumpers for our
Yeah.
kids' parties.
Nah, but like he said, I mean, I think we're in an era now though where a lot of people just feel like, one stream of income is enough, or certain streams of incomes ain't cool. And I think that where we at, a lot of people catch themselves like just living broke and proud of it because too much pride for a certain job or something. You know what I mean? So somebody could have had $1,000, $2,000 to spare, and they could have bought themselves a jumper or two, and they could have flipped it. But some niggas walk around thinking like, I ain't picking up no jumper for nobody,
Yeah.
or I ain't unfolding that shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think times has changed. You know what I mean? Because when we was growing up, like everybody had all types of jobs. Wooty Woo, mama worked at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Wooty Woo worked at a hotel. You know what I mean? I felt like everybody was all around. Now everybody want to be a baller. You know what I mean? And it's cool. We all get there. You know what I mean? I know I had my fair share of 9-to-5s and shit. And it was never like a nigga was trying to hide it. Hell nah, nigga, I was getting paid $30 an hour, living cool. You feel me? Type shit. Like, it's just when the dreams kick in and take over. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And but yeah, no, that's cool, man. Just for the viewers out there, you hearing it from Vic directly, man. Almost 10 years in the game, and barely started to see like a real profit. To where he's slowly getting comfortable, and what we like to call financial freedom, because that's really what everybody be grinding for and shit. But us, here on Saying What You Want, Trap Hours, we're family over everything, real family oriented. And I always see you with your son. I always see you doing your dad thing, man. For one, I take my hat off to that.
Thank you.
And the kids line goes crazy too. I don't know if we let the people know about that.
Man, Tab in California living, you're gonna see all that shit. Cause
But you guys might have seen our youngest daughter.
Yeah, he be having my kids dipped in that shit for sure. You feel me? So, and that's another thing about the brand. It's just universal. You know what I mean? So, I really wanted to touch on a few things just because I know how hard you be grinding, and it kind of touches home for me because anything I do is all for the family. I ain't got one kid, I got 5. So we're a little different.
Busy household.
Busy household, yeah. Blast. But I also see, you always come around with your son. Your son's always mobbing with you. And, for anybody who ever probably bumps into Vic in person will most likely see his son with him. Because I feel like he always with you, right? Like a real meanie-me. But then your son, too, just to bring to light, though, your son also has a certain type of like medical condition, right? And I wanted to ask you that, here, if you could bring that to the platform, maybe we got some viewers out there that can relate, and then some people that don't understand, help those people understand.
Yeah, it's good. So he was born with Hirschsprung's disease. So that's basically your intestines. Everybody's intestines have these cells called ganglion cells, so they help move the food down your intestines and stuff. but he was born without it. So they had to take out most of his large intestine, most of his small, and he probably maybe has like this much intestine, and he has a little colostomy bag, a little IV, and so he has the IV because he needs nutrition, like a bag of nutrition every day. And since he doesn't have his intestines, when he eats, he doesn't absorb none of the nutrients or none of that stuff. So so when you see me, he's usually like hooked up with a little wire and bag. People usually think it's one of those like those
the leash backpacks.
Yeah, don't go nowhere.
Yeah. But it's just his medicine. But sure, it helps me keep him hella close to me too.
Yeah, that's
running out.
shit. Yeah, you gotta look at the bright side of everything. And now, how's that been for you though? You know what I mean? Like
it's cool. My brother has the same thing. I have the same thing. So I grew up with it. So it's nothing to me. So
what do you call it when it's passed down?
Genetic.
So it's genetic, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's genetic. So so I gave it to him, and then he'll probably give it to his kids. But we'll see. I seen new technology now where they could take out certain genes from your from your body. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So obviously you grew up with it. So when you had a son and he had it, it was kind of already familiar for you.
Yeah. It was,
And I'm sure you've slowly are teaching your son, because like one of the things that I heavily respect, bruh, is like the confidence too. You feel me? Like I respect when somebody like to the general public, when somebody has like a certain condition, but you can't tell, right?
Yeah.
Because like they live their life so positive, everything all the way 100. You know what I mean? I feel like when we was growing up, and even a little bit still today, a lot of people feel like they gotta feel bad for you or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like obviously like individuals like yourself. Like, nah, bro, it's like, like you said, like, just something normal. This is how I gotta live, you feel me? It's like my way of life, you feel me?
Yeah.
The way that I live, like, not looking for no pity or nothing like that, you know what I mean? I hold my own successful fucking clothing line, nigga, do his shit, you feel me? Like, don't count me out type of shit, you feel me? So I definitely respect that, and I respect the whole, like, I also respect the fact that you always got your son with you, bro, because one of the things that I've noticed in this industry, I'm one of them artists that used to pop up. I still pop up with my kids to the studio, to interviews, you know what I mean, to certain situations. And I feel like in the industry, I always saw how people looked at me like, oh, crazy, or like not necessarily crazy because they had kids too, but like more of like, damn, this nigga's brave, bringing his kids here, and you know what I mean. And to me, I'm just like, these my kids, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can't bring your kid, if you embarrassed to bring your kid out because they just hella bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about none of that, because niggas gonna see my badass kids. No matter how bad they is. So for people to just be like that, just on some behavior shit, and you on the upside, just keep your son with you at all times, you know what I mean? Some people, I've met people, you know what I mean? Obviously, it ain't nothing to speak on camera, but I've met people that, got kids with certain conditions, and they try to, like, keep them, like, locked in the house. You know what I mean? But obviously, you doing your thing out here, you know what I mean? So little bro gonna grow up feeling like, shit, nigga, I've been outside. What you mean? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Niggas ain't kept me nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's cool, bro. And I'm sure it's caused like some motivation for you.
Yeah.
Some real push and shit.
Yeah, like whatever you got going on, don't quit. Like, just keep going, keep pushing. Cause if I could do it, if you could do it, all of us could do it.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me?
Nah, that's facts though, bro. Because I feel like, going back to the birth of all of this, I feel like everybody was grinding, and we could just take it back like a couple years, because obviously when I met you, you already was familiar with the California Living brand, and because we did a lot of like shows together, where we had tables or booths at certain events, and we didn't even know each other yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think back in those days, there was a show called like Cali Festo, Blunt World type of association.
Yeah.
And we used to always be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before people knew who I was and the music was, you was doing your thing on the other side. Probably had a booth right around the corner doing the same shit. So it's good to kind of come back here X amount of years later.
And we still doing it.
And we still doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only still doing it, but doing it on an elevated level. Because I've seen you put your logo on a few people. You know, I see you sponsor a few people and stuff like that, huh? People getting around to that California living. I see it. That shit feeling good. That shit feeling good. That's tight,
good,
right? Who are some of the people that you've worked with? I seen you was working with some upcoming boxers and shit recently.
Oh yeah, my boy Kenny Lopez. Shout out my boy Kenny Lopez. He's 6-0 right now, and he's about to have a fight in Stockton. So whenever you guys are in town, it's December 17th. If you guys want to roll with us, it's out there in Stockton.
Okay.
And, I got him sponsored, so he's gonna have the California living on his shorts and everything.
Oh, that's dope.
That's tight. That's tight. Before we continue, man, y'all see what it is on the table. Y'all see it, man. It's the Vibes. Shout out to Vibes for all the papers that they sent us. Obviously, unfortunately, we inside of a clothing store right now, so these won't be stuffed. But just know we stuffing them. I stuffed one before I walked in here.
And they burn really good.
And they burn really good. They feel real good, real healthy. I'm not gonna lie, they got me trying to transition over.
I liked them a lot.
I've been in the gym and shit, trying to stay healthy and shit. So I've been smoking on these. Like, this might be the one for me. You know what I mean? So shout
I like
out.
that they don't go out. You know, sometimes you have to keep like lighting papers.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you right. They didn't go out. I
They
didn't notice that.
It did not go out. That's what I really liked about it.
Yeah, it was like one light, literally like a blunt. You know what I mean? So shout out Vibes, man. Shout out to the care package. We got a lot more dope shit that, you know, we'll be tapping in with. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, just kind of going back, you know, it's dope. It's just definitely dope to see where you at, you know. It's dope when we see ourselves do it, I feel like, right? Like the progress that we see. But when we see it on other people, like we're like outside looking in like, oh, shit, my nigga doing this thing.
Especially if you've been watching the brand for a while. You're like, damn, like now I'm seeing it more. It's popping up on my feed. I'm seeing it on the Explore page. Like, okay.
Yeah. Now, going back to the relationship thing, right? Because a lot of our viewers and listeners come in couples.
Yeah.
What would your advice be, though, for some people that is up and coming with a business, not even a clothing line, just a business in general, and it takes a lot of time away from home?
I would say set that time away, like either a day, like Sundays or Saturdays or whatever day you want, and make that your couple day. Like, all right, we'll do a date this day, you know, and try to do that every week, every 2 weeks. You know, I know it gets busy and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, try to set some time apart for your significant other.
Yeah, man, you got to, man. You got to, you know, and I
yes,
actually.
you have to.
Huh?
I was just agreeing, like, yeah, you have to.
Hold on, wait. I always felt like that was the shot right there. You act like.
No, you have to. That's what we're talking about, right?
Nah, bro, because.
Yeah, set your time aside.
Was that a jab? Because I'm going to let you know right now, like.
No, I was just saying you have to.
You know,
like,
I put my time in.
Did I say you didn't? No, I didn't.
That shit felt like a little something towards me and shit, but we'll leave that shit for another time. Cause I'm like, I could have sworn I done spent like 30 minutes with you today.
30 minutes?
45. We got like a full solid
Yeah, we'll
hour.
save that for another episode.
Anyways, for all my niggas out there, man, you know, even if it's sit down and chill, all the shit, you know what I mean? Chill with your girl, whatever you got to do. Because I think it's real important, you know what I mean? You know, we talk about all the time, make sure you still dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you still dating and shit.
Wait, what?
What?
Make sure you're still dating.
Yeah, like, make sure you still dating. Like, make sure you still go out on dates with your partners and shit.
Oh, okay.
I was like, damn, bruh. We gonna see your slow ass on camera. Your whole shift
I
changes.
smoked today. Normally I don't smoke.
For a second, I thought you was gonna take off your headphones. I'm like, wait, where you going? I was lost. Like,
I was just trying to readjust it. Like, hold on. Like, I don't think I heard this correctly.
Man.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you just gotta still date, man. Go out, you know what I mean? Do your thing. Go out to the movies, whatever the case may be. Cause shit get busy out here.
Yeah.
You gonna get me on Sunday. I don't know about Monday through Saturday, though. I'm just being realistic. Right?
No, I still get you throughout the week, too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like I was saying, you could, of course, throughout the week, I'm going to come through, watch a little show with you or something. But on the weekend, we're going to go out. We're going to get ready. We're going to go somewhere. We're going to bring the kids out. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My bad. You know how to elaborate so detailed and shit.
Yeah, you have to.
But also back, though, you know what I mean? I feel like one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that the success of a business does not happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, where did you ever do you ever reach that moment where you like see other people like, nigga, that's my clothing you got on,
Yeah.
and a nigga might not even know that it was you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That be
Because
happening to me.
I've seen your clothing in plenty of places. I'm sure that that's not the only way to get it from is from you. I'm
Yeah.
sure you could get it at a few different stores and shit because I've seen it around. So, I just wonder, you ever seen somebody like, yo, that's me?
Yeah, I was it's hella funny when I first started. I was in MJC, and some dude next to me. I was in class, and some dude next to me was wearing my hat. And then I was like, "Hey, where'd you get that?" And he's like, "Oh, I found it on this website." And he was all telling me about it, all juiced, like, "Ooh, I just found."
Oh,
this
that's
hat."
cool.
And then I didn't even say nothing. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's dope. I'm gonna check them out or whatever." And then I didn't even tell him though, like, "Hey,
You ain't
that's
never
me."
told him?
No.
Ah, shit, I
just wanted
respect
to
that.
Yeah.
I respect that because if it was me, I was like, nigga, that's my shit. Holla at me when you come outside. I got another color for you. You know what I mean? I'd have like threw some. Usually I do that with the young ones. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People are like, hey, you baby gas, or hey, what you Trap Hours merch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what size you wear? You know what I mean? Recently too is like my son played Pop Warner football and shit,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's the most recent thing that happened with me was people on his team, ended up finding out that I was the owner of the clothing line.
Oh yeah.
And they was like coming up to me before a game. Was like, if I make a touchdown, I get a shirt. If I make a touchdown, I
Yep.
get a shirt. I'm like, you get 2 touchdowns. You feel me? You get a shirt. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It definitely encouraged them because they scored
was
the
coming.
touchdowns
Yeah.
and they came like you
With
saw
my shirt.
that.
Yeah, they come in like wear my shirt. But yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's definitely now on the relationship tip, man. Aside from the problems that the clothing line may have caused in your specific relationship, how has the help been? Is your partner like, has she had like a good a role to play in the clothing, or is she more like this your thing, Vic?
Yeah. She be helping me when she can, like. But yeah, for the most part, she just lets me do my thing, like go do the
Okay.
pop-ups. But she helps, like she'll watch my son when I need to, or like help with the baby, or take him to the events and help me out there too and stuff. So she's cool. She's supportive with it. So
Yeah,
that's all
for
I
That's
sure.
love.
dope.
Hell yeah.
Supportive partner is really important.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that's the most important right there. You know what I mean? Especially, and I feel like everybody got a position to play. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, obviously, maybe she not at the booth talk about, yo, come check us out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe she don't play that because she won't play that either. You know what I mean? But if you, whether you folding clothes with me late at night, whether we
Yeah.
bagging shit, whether we putting stickers together, I feel like any little thing like that helps. And those are the, actions speak louder than words. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You ain't gotta always tell me you support me, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You ain't gotta tell me the good job or anything like that all the time. Just doing some actions and showing your way. Like, hey, let me help you with that, or is there anything that I could do? I feel like she does that a lot with me, but I feel like I just be on go more. Like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just used to doing it all by myself, so that's how I go most of the time.
He's like
but
a full-on machine.
I feel it. That's how I be too.
that's how you be, right? Like,
you once you on your zone, you just like it's.
I'd be like, "You want help folding?" He's like, "I did it already." I'm like, "Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because like, and I think that that's the point of like being a team. You know what I mean? Even all the way down to the house, the small shit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in the business. Like, you do a little something, I do a little something, and it won't seem like too much.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you might clean the kitchen. I'm gonna handle the room. You know what I mean? Rather than putting it all on somebody, because I feel like everybody always talks about that, like 50-50 in relationships, and I always feel like they always like aim that conversation on a financial scale.
yeah."
You know what I mean? Like, it ain't always financial 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you could go 50-50 on the effort. The shit that you, like, I seen some shit online, just scrolling online this morning that said some shit like that. Like, don't let roommate problems become marriage problems.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you leave somebody to do like all the folding or all the washing, and you know what I mean? Sometimes, like, even if you a nigga and that's not what you do, sometimes you could be like, oh, I put all the shit in the dryer.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
small shit. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I mean?
still a help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some small shit that can really just avoid it moving over. And I think they said roommate problems because it'll be like the same etiquette. You know what I mean? If you had a roommate, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna clean this house by myself when we both live here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's how I do it all like that with my kids. Same thing when with my business. I don't know how your son does. How old is your son actually?
He's only 4 right now.
Oh, he only
but
4. Oh, so he young one. So
Yeah.
he's still waiting for his time to shine.
Yeah.
Cause I be taking like my 8-year-olds. You know what I mean? I take my 12-year-old, and sometimes I take my 5-year-old, and they be at the booth.
Yeah. Hey,
If you at the booth, you're not just chilling. Like
Oh, they're
you grab
passing
a-
out
grab a-
cards,
Yeah.
stickers.
yeah, I'm already training him. I already got him passing out a couple cards.
Yes.
So I'm training.
I
yeah.
did that with my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old. You know what I mean? I took him to a couple dog shows, and I was like, just go.
Yeah.
Take this big ass pack, and they came back with like heck of stickers themselves from
Yeah.
other vendors and shit.
Yeah, they came back with crayons, coloring pages. Like,
Yeah.
then you came back with hella shit.
But it also builds character though.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It builds the because I do it with all my kids. I even do it when we go to the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not no lazy shit, but I send my kids to go pump the gas, go pay for the gas,
Yeah.
go buy this. At first it was money, and then I transitioned them to using a card. You know what I mean? Now they know how to put in the pen, all the shit. Because you got to be able to speak for yourself.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people, grow up hella old and never really know how to speak for themselves. Like, hey,
Yeah.
can I do this or can I get something? And I did that a lot in my younger years. I'm not even gonna cap. Like,
Yep.
even in school. When I didn't understand something, I was never the kid that was like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I just, like, sat there, and if somebody didn't ask, I just never found out.
When
Yeah.
I was younger, like that young, I wouldn't raise my hand, but I'd wait after class and talk to the teacher in private. Like,
Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah. See, my mom would do that too, like how you do with your kids. That's because she was a single mom. So we'd go to the gas station or something. Hey, you go talk to that person for me. Hey, get off and go ask for directions, because she's a woman, So
Yeah.
that's how I grew up too, just going and talking to people.
Yeah, especially if your mom didn't speak like proper English.
Oh, exactly.
Like my mom, bruh, it was for sure. Go ask this. Like I was a translator. If I had 9 to 5 resume, that would for sure would be in my resume. Like translating 27 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for real, because I was like 3, 4. And my mom was like, tell them.
Translating, preparing
Yeah.
documents, huh?
Prepare, yeah, for sure.
All of that.
Help me mail this out. My mom still hits me up like, I need you to fax this for me.
I used to have
Like,
to do
fax?
I used to have to do that for my grandparents.
Fax
Yeah.
though, like it's 2022. My mom be having me fax shit. Why can't we faxing shit? Can we email this? Can we take
Yeah.
a picture of this? Send it to somebody? She's like, nah, I need to be faxed. You know what I mean? But nah, it's definitely dope, man. It's dope when the family's involved. It's definitely dope when the family motivates you. You know what I mean? And I think that that's one of the things that we like to talk about, aside from the wild shit that you see on the Saying What You Want podcast. We like to touch bases a lot on business, comedy shit, of course, but we also like to talk about, self help and happiness, and a lot of that got to do with the family, bruh.
Yeah.
The family ain't taken care of, nigga ain't happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Now, off the clothing, what do you think has been like the best purchase you've made, like off some money that you made from the clothing? Like I bought this off of clothing, bruh.
Money wise, probably
Like a trip or something that was funded by like the clothing.
probably like our trip to Reno and shit, like for my girl's birthday and shit. That was all clothing line money, so it was cool. Like I put it away, so something like that was cool.
Yeah, that's
That's
tight.
dope.
Get away.
That's tight.
What
Yeah.
item that you have right now, like which one are you like, did anything surprise you that moved more than another item that you thought?
One thing, yeah, I made these brown sets. I don't know why I don't like the color brown. Like I don't know why, but it's like the hottest thing. And I told females like, do you guys like brown, green? And I went with the green and I went with the brown, and the brown set sold out so quick. Like
Brown's a nice color.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like
that's
a
hella
week.
funny
I like
because
brown.
I be like that and I be like, y'all don't like these green ones? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? People be like, hey, you ain't got no more brown.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, but I got green. You don't want the green?
yeah,
Like, nah, I was looking for the brown.
yeah. I don't know why.
That's tight though, bro. I mean, the most unexpected shit. I think I think that happened actually when you released some shirts. Recently we did the brown and the green and all that, and the brown and it was a brown, and then there was like a khaki.
Yeah.
and they both like flew.
Yeah, that brown
They
and
did the
khaki's
brown.
hot.
Yeah.
Female,
For all the
females and guys.
Chicanas out there, huh? Real brown pride and shit. They be out there holding that shit down. Nah, that's tight, bro. I mean, I feel like that's the dopest shit when you can, pay for something, anything, off of something that you love to do. Even on the music shit, I remember when I was getting checks for like 150, 200. That shit was clutch. That shit buy me a pair of shoes when I was younger.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That shit like hold me down. I could have bought myself a zip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just doubled up, turn that 2 into 4 right quick. Like, I feel like the opportunities is endless, and I feel like, it's very important to not look at like the final product and, feel like, then I got to get there. Just take your time, focus on quality, what you have, just like the clothing that you got on right now, that jacket. I got that shit in black.
Me too.
And that shit fire. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what happened to mine.
It was warm too. No, I didn't.
You did something to mine.
No, I did not.
Yeah, that shit for sure is tight. And you say you fucking with like people overseas and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, not to get all political and shit, I think it's like the first political type question I've ever asked, but do you ever feel like, some people feel like more like made in the U.S.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm more of a like, nigga, who gonna cut the cost, nigga?
Yeah.
You feel
That's
me?
how I am too. Because if you look at it, that's how big business is too. Apple, they make all their shit in China. Everybody makes their shit out there. So why? I'm little too. So why do I gotta?
Yeah. So you don't feel like it's less patriotic of you if you go overseas?
Nah. I do other patriotic shit. So
Yeah. He's like balance. It's balance.
He said I voted, nigga. Like, yeah, for real though. I mean, because I see it all the time. You know what I mean? Some people be like, "Where was it made at?" You know what I mean? People want to know and shit. But nah, that's tight though, man. I feel like we definitely on the same boat. It's definitely dope to see, man. And have you who's one of the dopest people that you've actually given your clothing to though?
One of the dopest people, probably Mozzie. Mozzie and he was cool about it too, cause it was at the Cali Festo event.
Okay.
And he had got off stage and he was walking. I was like, "Hey, can I shoot you some gear?" He's like, "Yeah." And everybody was following him around taking pictures, and they all stopped right there at the booth. And he's like, "Hey," we took pictures together. And he's like, "Hey, everybody's about to see your gear because everybody's taking a picture of me right now." He's it's good, it's all love. And then he did a shout out video. Him and his boys ended up chilling at the booth, smoking with us. So it was cool.
That's dope.
It was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope. That's tight. That's definitely tight, bro. Especially when, like you said, artists take the time to be like, "I'm gonna fuck with this dude." You feel me? Because he could have kept it lit.
Yeah.
He could have made the traffic an excuse, like, "Nah, I gotta get out of here." You feel me?
Yeah. Or he could have just took the gear and just dipped out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's definitely. I definitely try to, do that a lot. Do you now having a clothing line? Do you ever feel like people ask you? People, your friends, family, they always asking for free shit?
Bruh, all the time. Even people I don't even know, like, they'll be like, "Hey, can I just shoot it to me? I'll promote it on my..." And then I'll be like, "What's your Instagram?" It'll be like 10 followers or something random. Like,
wow. They thought them 10 followers was like, but these
like,
10.
I was like, "Bruh, come on."
Who out there with 10 followers trying to see fucking if y'all niggas will get a free package, bruh? Stop playing. What about family, though?
Family...
How do you hit family with the no?
Honestly, I've been lucky. My family don't ever really like try to ask for too much. Like, they don't really be like, I got hella cousins. They never ask for no free shit. But like my mom, my brother and sister, I always give them free shit.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not gonna lie, shit. My mom, that's one thing about my mom, bro, is that my mama be just like that though. But my mama pay me for that shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? And like, with this new technology, you really can't deny no money because, like, she'll try to give me the cash for it, and I'll be like, nah, like, stop playing.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a text message like, ding, you got a Zelle. And I'll be like, bruh. And I can send it back, but it's going to keep coming back. You know what I mean?
Keep going back and forth.
It'll be like a whole, like, long, so I just look at it like, we blessed. You know what I mean? We blessed. I'm in a great position myself in my life, and my mom's at the age, too, where she's like, no kids, no responsibilities. For once in her lifetime, she could actually like be selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she buys the little shit. Like lately, I think it's became like a trend for her to like buy me Louis Vuitton wallets.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she like, I bought you this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, I don't really wear that like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So when she buys me that, like, nigga, I'll wear that shit till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I just look at it like that. Like, man, mom, stop playing. But sometimes for sure, I bless her. Sometimes she'll come around like, oh, this for me. I'm like, yeah, you can have that. But then her friends, like, how supportive was your family with your brand when it was first kicking off? Because I know, like, we come from, like, Hispanic families. Sometimes they don't really see the vision.
Yeah.
Like, you do it clothing? Like, what the fuck is that? You working at the Puglia or something? You know what I mean? And sometimes people do see it. So how was your family on that?
They were actually like pretty cool, pretty supportive. Like they all told me to keep going. They told me to they would share my shit on Facebook, like
Okay.
click on my
Ooh,
meatball
Facebook's
shit.
big too.
Yeah. So they always been showing love. So I've been blessed, like honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because, you know, Mama Gas, you know, that's your swagger. You know how she get down.
I love her.
You know, she
promotes it proudly too.
Bruh, so I be
Telling
getting
all
phone
her
calls. You know, she'll be at work. You know, she work in the medical field and shit. So she travels, go to different hospitals and shit like that. And I'll be getting phone calls like, I was showing a friend or a coworker your clothing line. Well, send me the website one more time. You
My
know
mom
what I
be
mean?
doing the same.
You know what I mean?
thing.
Send me the website one more time. And then I be having, like, she had a friend one time, nigga, cashed out like $600-700 on the website. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? She was like, yeah, she bought it for herself, her coworkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, my mom's a real one, bro.
Yeah.
Even when I had CDs back in the day, my mom was like, give me 10.
Yeah.
And she had this crazy ass friend that used to just be hella talkative, talking to niggas and shit like that. And she'll basically just go flirt with a nigga and make him buy my CD.
Yeah.
And my mom would come back with like the $100, like, here you go. I'm like, shit, you feel me? If it's getting out there, it's getting out there. And it's just dope, though, because like I said, when our parents are from another country and they wasn't born here and they don't really know what it's like to have like unlimited options, you know what I mean? Because my mom came over here, she cleaned houses, she worked at hotels, housekeeping, you know, things like that. She ain't never seen like the dream,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I could be this. You know what I mean? So when we started living there, she was like, you get a real job yet? And then, like, I think when the things finally started coming in and she started seeing it, now she's like, what's your website again? You know what I mean? So it kind of comes to life, but it's a dope ass feeling when they do, bro.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, I sometimes I just feel like, man, if nobody supported me, as long as me and my family could rock it, I feel like I'd be straight. You know what I mean? Like, even if my kids could just rock trap hours, I wouldn't care who the fuck else has it.
Right.
As long as we could just, they go to school with it, we
Yeah.
go to work with it, like, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, we definitely, you know, we just want to take a second and send a shout out and thank everybody that's tuned in to the podcast that's rocked our clothing, people that fuck with California living. Now, this is what I meant to ask you. Has the whole models got you in trouble ever? Because I ain't going to lie, you be having some bitches wearing your clothing, nigga. I be
Yeah.
seeing some bad bitches in your shit, too.
Well, not like too bad, nothing too crazy. Cause what I usually do is I send the gear to the photographer, so like they deal with it. I don't
Oh, okay, so you ain't there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm never like at the
you
shoot.
just like
Ooh,
set up
shit.
the shoot in time and
My
stuff.
nigga saves himself for sure, because I be seeing, nigga, I be like, hey, this nigga California living got that shit. But yeah, I feel you though. That's dope because the photographers for sure be having that relationship.
Yeah.
And it kind of just like, hey, I got a clothing line. Let's take some pictures for him and shit.
Yeah.
It's a great alley oop for sure. I just always noticed that, if I'm not mistaken, at least from a consumer side, outside looking in, it looks like the girls fuck with your shit the most, huh?
Yeah. A lot of females. That's why I had to start making more female shit. Cause
And how do you come up with the female designs? Your girl help you, or like how you come up with to know what's sexy and shit?
I'll have her like, hey, go look up something, send me some pictures. I'll ask my girl cousin too. I also a lot of females, and then I'll get like a bunch of pictures, kind of samples, and I'll just send it to every female on my Snap. I'll send it to all my cousins. I'll send it to like everybody, and they'll all vote, tell me which one's the best, and I'll go
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And the sets are fire because I have a set myself, and they're really comfortable.
Oh yeah, the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I got See, and I've seen you even got down to the bikinis and shit.
Oh yeah,
before.
the bikinis.
You know what I
too.
mean? So for sure. I mean, you know, I think that for us too, we've been kind of in the middle ever since Mrs. Traphours came in the picture. You know what I mean? The women then came following her and shit. You know what I mean? But for sure, the Trap Hours has always also been universal, and then I think that the females help us a lot though. Like
Yeah.
females will rock it, they'll have their nigga rocking it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they
And
do.
that's the dopest shit
When
you
you
can
can match.
when you can match.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, when you're a local brand, some niggas will hate. Like, why you rocking that nigga shit?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of dope when you could do like a whole, you know, family put
Yeah,
together.
when the whole
kids,
family could do it, that's
the
like,
kids,
okay, that's
the
dope.
husband, the wife. You feel me? That's just tight. That's definitely tight. But yeah, man, what's next? What's next for you?
Man, I'm gonna drop some. I know your favorite color is green, so I'm gonna drop some green jumpsuits for the males. I done.
Oh, that's my favorite
yeah.
color.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Yeah.
I did some green ones for the ladies last time, and those went like hella quick too. But I never done a green guy set, so I'm gonna start dropping some.
Oh yeah, yeah.
that'd be
for sure.
tight.
See, I grew up. I was just telling her the other day. I grew up with my favorite color being green, just because like I grew up with an older brother and an older sister, and I don't know what it was, but like growing up, school supplies, everything only came in red, blue, and green.
Yeah.
And my older brother and my older sister always had first dibs, so they left me with green.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I kind of had green growing up and shit as the middle kid. I had all my shit green, but now I'm just like a black type of nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just like black and shit. But nah, it's tight, man. I definitely see where the brand is going. It's good to see, man. Hopefully a lot of people that have been watching, you know, can see. Well, actually, we only got like 5 minutes left, right? So I'll take the last 5 minutes to give some real cold game to the viewers. So I just thought we'll do like a free game type of session right now for the next 5 minutes. Now,
Okay.
when you have your clothing line, for somebody that has no connects, barely starting from scratch, what's your first step?
They already printed up the shirts, everything.
Nah, like a little. Let's take it back. Somebody trying to come up with the name. So you came up with California Living. What was the next step from there?
The next step, either download Illustrator or download Illustrator. Don't download Photoshop. Download Illustrator because when you make your design, you got to make it on that because it has to be vector.
Yep.
So when you send it to the printer, they're gonna ask you, is it vector? And that's where I messed up the first thing. I YouTubed everything, how to do Photoshop, how to get my design on Photoshop, all this. I took it to the printer, and they're like, yeah, we can't use this. You gotta learn Illustrator. You gotta do vector.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That is a huge one.
Because Photoshop is pixels, so when you
Yeah.
stretch a design, you know it gets pixelated. Opposed to Illustrator, you're working with dots and lines, so you can stretch something out without ever losing quality on the
Yeah.
sides. So yeah, man, that's free game right now. Make sure all your clothing designs are vectorized. It'll be the easiest way out.
And
Just
not only that, but check make sure that name's not taken already.
Yeah.
there you go.
So
you
that's something else. You're gonna
further
put
back.
all this hard work, and you know some of the things I'll do is like I'll Google, I'll look on Instagram. Like, does anybody have this name in any kind of way?
Yeah, and there's a lot of databases that you can, you know, go on to, like a lot of state pages and stuff like that to see if there's like a certain something, you know, like just a free game to those people. Like, you know, you can have a name, and you could get a name from something that's not in your lane and it's still usable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So California Living, for example, is only usable in the areas that you register it in. So it may be merch, clothing, stuff like that. But somebody can come out with a California Living gas station
Yeah.
or a California Living laundromat. You know what I mean? So if you want to be all those places, you got to dip into all those places. So just be real strategic when you registering some, when you trademarking some. Be strategic on like how wide of a variety you're covering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think we've learned that, and a lot of people don't know that, and that's great that you came up with that right now because. Yeah, people definitely put a lot into a brand, and there's a possibility that you can get hit with a cease and desist letter.
Right.
Like, we got this already. You know what I mean?
Because that's what, when I first started, there was a California Living Museum, and they're already trademarked too. But I talked to a lawyer, and I got it all trademarked. They said, because they're a museum, they're not clothing, so I was able to trademark my shit too.
Yep. So that's a good. Now, next is the printing. So now let's say you got your name, you got all that logistics. Now you want to start on the clothes. So you got your design already. You played around on Illustrator or paid somebody to play around on Illustrator. Don't be scared to spend money. You know, you paid somebody to fuck around on Illustrator. You got your design. Now the next step is printing. What do? Or what was your first method? Was it screen printing?
My first method was screen printed. What I did, I called every I just Googled screen printer in Modesto. I called every single one, and I got what their price was, what the quality was, and then I went to one because they said they had the shirts in their like building, so I could go feel the quality, I could go touch it. So that's what I went with the first batch.
And that's good. You know, for the viewers that's watching, even myself, don't always just take people's word for it. You know, people got bad experiences. That's not to say that it'll happen to you. Same way the other way around. Some bad shit has happened to us. Not to say that it's happened to other people. So you got to just like get a feel for it, and there will be a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
I did the same thing just as you did, even when Instagram came about. You know what I mean? I did the same thing. I looked at hella people that was printing, and you got to take them losses.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might order a 48 piece, a 50 piece. You get the shit, it's boosie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you have to double back, and now you got to you know what I mean? But just keep moving forward, you know what I mean? You ain't got to take a loss. Maybe, hey, I didn't like this quality, so I don't think these shirts is worth 30. Everybody give me 10.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's other ways around it. There's other ways to take your L's.
Yeah,
but
you can still make it work.
You will take L's. That's one thing I will say. Now you get your designs, you get your shit printed, you get your shit back. Now you got your first set of T-shirts. How you selling them?
Man, right now, Instagram, take pictures on either your phone, pay a photographer, whoever, get the pictures because that's what's gonna sell it. Get quality pictures, and then just start sending those pictures to everyone you know. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, message people, send them to your tias, your tios, everybody.
Yeah, just have it all passed out.
Yeah, and then just tell them, you know, I'm starting this out. You know, if you want to support, help me out. You know, whatever you can, just to get that first batch off, and then you'll see like. And then after you get that first batch, do it again and keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Yep, that's tight.
And don't sleep on the iPhone, you guys, because if you can't afford to have like a photographer come out, or you don't have like a camera, the iPhone is beautiful. You can still do a whole shoot with the iPhone.
Yeah.
And product shoots
and I think that's a very important thing for people to take into consideration, because I also think that a lot of people that don't really know the behind the scenes or the specs of certain technology, I feel like they just like to see bigger. You know what I mean? If you walk in with this big ass camera, I'm just gonna feel like it's bigger than this iPhone.
Yeah.
But this iPhone recording 4K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta just do your homework, know what you're dealing with, and definitely you know, use the resources that you do have. Now, you know, last but not least, what would you say is the number one thing to focus on when you have a clothing line? For my personal opinion, is the quality. You know what I mean? I have learned that even from the dopest designs, because like yourself, we looking at your clothing right now. That's your logo on there, the one that she got on her sweater as well.
And we got screen print and embroidery, by the way.
And it's simple, but it's hitting though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think a lot of people have been getting all crazy with the design, and then when it comes to the printing, it ain't all so good. You know what I mean? So, what would you say is the main thing for you to focus on, like as a clothing line? Like, what do you take pride in?
Quality for sure.
Yeah, quality for sure.
Because quality will last longer. The people are gonna keep coming back for the quality.
Facts.
A lot of people. I looked at it. Well, I wanted when someone goes and reaches into their closet, they want to reach the most comfortable shirt. Sometimes you might have a all style, like most companies use all style 1301, and after that one wash, it's cringy. It's like don't even feel good.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't want that one time.
Yeah, you don't want nobody feeling like they got played for like spending X amount of dollars with you, right?
Yeah, you want to be able to wear it a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
And feel good when you sell it. Like, okay, I sold them some good shit.
Yeah, for sure. And you gotta like make sure. My whole next thing for me is like instructing people on how to wash certain clothing and stuff.
That's
you feel me?
huge.
And to tell your girl not to dry your shit a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I got that problem right now at the crib. You feel
Okay, it happened one time. Okay, it was an accident. I'm sorry.
Because I'm like, How am I going to the fucking gym and this fucking sweater is smaller than what it was yesterday?
Mine just don't ever shrink, and I really didn't think about it. I just grabbed everything from the
Man.
washer and put it in the dryer.
Look, see, my mama got me though. You know what I mean?
So now it's a medium, but it fits me, so it won't go to waste.
I already did that shit.
You better not have.
Hey,
I'm checking when we get
but
home.
nah, though, y'all already know though. You know, we appreciate everybody tuning in, man. I'm glad that we had you on the podcast here, bro. And I also think that. You know, the main reason I wanted to have you on here was for some balance. We've been having some real wild-ass podcasts lately.
I know you've seen it.
But, you know, we wanted to tune in into the other sides of this podcast, the business, the family, the self, you feel me, everything on that aspect. So, you know, with that being said, man, I'm Baby Gas.
And I'm Mrs.Traphours.
And this is our special guest, Vic of California Living, man, and you are tuned in to the Saying What You Want podcast.